You have veteran with obvious connections to investigate your identity and ascertain the truthfulness of your statements. What do you think he would turn up?
I think he'd find what I told you. Wouldn't be hard. I don't exactly live a very secretive life.
Your phone says otherwise.
Are you a journalist?
She laughs. She laughs and looks at you, Gwen, and says, "Yes, I don't like keeping personal details on the internet, where it can be accessed by anyone. That's pretty normal."
Also, you should really change your password. 123 is not very good.
She shrugs. Yeah, looks at Morgan. Sorry, Morgan. What did you say? You said.
Are you a journalist? Is that it?
She laughs. No, I wrote a blog.
What do you do for a living?
Don't think that counts.
You just started an internet playing war.
What did you do as for a living?
I'm a comm technician.
Liam, I drill. Who is she?
Get a 1 or 2 sentence answer to a simple. Who is she is not a simple question. First of all,
That's a very simple question.
who is she is not a simple question.
Okay. Here's a better one. When Morgan says, "Are you a journalist?" What is she?
Yeah, like what is her?
What she is not able to roll mental effect saving throws.
What's her job?
She's me.
What is her job?
Okay. So you get a.
She is horrible at rolls.
2 sentence answer to any single question, or receive a single vision answering vision of the target's recollection. Okay, so we see her, probably dressed in a hoodie and slacks, so a hoodie and track pants or something, and we see her walk up to a door, kind of a standard door and a thing, and she walks through, and inside we see a recruitment office for the Martian garrison, and she walks up to the counter, and says, "I'm Zoe Martin. I heard you were looking for, new people to enlist." And the vision ends there.
So she's an enlistee, or she's not she's looking for the job?
She is EDF secret police.
I think she's just a Martian garrison person.
When I say that,
there you go.
But when I say that, and then I say, "So, what exactly is Martian garrison doing here?"
She smiles. "I'd like to talk to Constantine, if that's okay."
Well, he's very busy right now. If you want to wait,
that's fine. I can wait.
We can do that.
While you guys are having this conversation, I'm trying to tell the crowd why it's bad to lynch somebody.
About ethics.
Yeah.
Ethical
Cool.
ethics.
You're an ethical revolutionary.
I love the idea. I love the idea. So when we fade back to Constantine, it's just him in front of the crowd, just being like, "And no, it is a really bad idea. She might not be EDF. She could just be some concerned citizen. She could be a reporter. Don't just lynch people you've never met before."
Exactly. Well, then I point out, if you spill Martian blood on a whim, we're no better than the EDF. Right? Right.
So yeah, I think Morgan sends Gwen out to fetch you, or at least tell you that she only wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Because Morgan has to keep an eye on her.
So, I decided to work this into a good situation. I turned to the woman from the Rouge
Collective, yeah.
the Rouge Collective. I look at her. Now, Madame, you have been doing this for a very long time, and they need to know what the struggle is we're going to face. It won't be easy and it won't be long. So if you could recount some of your many legends while I go and deal with our guest, please and thank you.
She raises an eyebrow, but like knows exactly what you're asking, right? It's like keep these people busy. What's not your deal with this?
Yeah.
And yeah, she stands up and starts talking.
I'm slowly becoming Cobra Commander.
And yeah, you walk into this this office.
We're just like in a little side like storage room.
I was picturing a closet. So
So I think we're literally just inside the storage crate. Like one of the big green shipping containers.
I walk in, look at her, look at them. You wish to speak with me?
Alone.
Morgan,
yes.
like, do you want to? Unfortunately, I can't leave you alone. It is quite possible that you might try to kill Constantine, and I'd rather be here to see that happen. I wouldn't interfere. I'll just sit here and watch.
She says.
Some bodyguard you are.
She says, "You have my word. I'm not going to kill Constantine.
Good.
Just a word. Without."
Wait. Before you finish, has she lied to you at all before we take her on her word?
Of course she has.
I probably like on the way in I told you what she is.
Okay. If we bind your arms and your legs, I will agree to a private audience.
No, she agreed to this. It's fine.
She just wants the truth. Plus, she's unarmed. She can't really do much, and she's not a psychic.
I literally look at you, Gwen, and point to me and to fucking Morgan. We don't use guns?
Yes, but she's weak. I poke her in the arm.
You just see 17 strength.
She could have 17 strength.
We don't know what she put her stats in. She could have a 9 in strength.
Or she
didn't put it in mental effects.
You're not wrong there.
Apparently not.
She's fucking Tomb Raider, and
Does
So
she
you
agree
did-
to the terms of being tied?
She looks you up and down and says, "I'd like to think I have a little more dignity than that. You can trust me. Just not with them here. This is Martian business."
Fine. However, I will let you know. Actually, I look around the room. Is the only way in and out of this room this door?
Yeah.
Okay. I look at her and say, one girly scream, they come running.
I say, but that's how you scream.
That was the point.
I'm assuming Gwen and Morgan leave.
yeah, Morgan is just like, Gwen can read your mind. Just so you know, this conversation is as private as it can be. And he just leaves.
Even though I'm in the room, I'm just listening to the conversation through her ears, basically.
She turns to Constantine and
Did you
says,
do that?
"I would prefer if this was just Martians." He kind of like eyes the door where Gwen just walked through.
Gwen, break contact.
I don't. I say I do, but I don't. She can't detect it.
She then she turns to you, Constantine, and says, "Thank you. I'm Lieutenant Commander Martin, Martian Garrison. I am a part of a group within the garrison that believes as you do."
By the way, I'm whispering all this into Morgan's ear.
I don't think you get word for word. I don't think that's how that works.
Don't think you do.
I should.
If you do, that's fucking badass.
You do. You definitely don't. Like, whatever it says.
Nice try, Quake.
You get the
Oh yeah,
feeling.
no. There's a lot of non-obvious connections here. You don't get. You're getting surface thoughts, which is like the very
Damn,
basics. but
Constantine's
without anything.
handsome.
She's actually just here to sleep with Constantine.
Yeah, and so yeah, she says that to Constantine. Waits for a response. She stands visibly straight.
I can read their current thoughts. Fuck you.
Not her thoughts are not what she's saying.
You think about what you're saying when you're talking.
Yeah, there's also a lot of non-obvious connections there, right?
I'm just trying to power game.
I know.
I look at her and I say, why weren't you just honest with me out there? Almost everyone out there was Martian except for the 3 in my crew.
She raises an eyebrow. You know we're EDF, right? We may be Martian. We may be a garrison stationed on Mars. We may wear our own fucking uniform. But we're EDF.
Fair. So, you were saying this garrison you're a part of, a fraction of you believe the way we do? You're sick of the oppressive Earth government?
She nods. There are those among us who believe that, yes.
So, were you recording me to show to your friends?
She nods. Admiral Olson is interested. He wants to know what exactly
Admiral.
your plan is.
An admiral?
She nods. I told you. A portion of the garrison. That includes some of our ships. Some captains of our ships.
Would it be possible to have a private conversation with this man?
She shrugs. Says, that would be something he would arrange. I would return to you information, but you'd meet on his conditions.
The only thing I would request is neutral ground. So any district except that rich district.
She smiles.
Just meet on progress.
Olympus Mons.
Olympus Mons.
Crawling with
Olympus
EDF
Mons.
loyalists anyway.
Hmm?
She says Olympus Mons is crawling with loyalists anyway.
Hmm. And what the leader of the Rouge Collective said, is that true? That the Martian diplomat who asks for Martian things is just a puppet?
She shrugs. It's not my job.
Mm.
She like looks up and down. My job is to make sure that people like the Rouge Collective don't blow up civilians.
Don't worry. My plan that I was telling you, the EDF forces that will be attacking, and I literally do that with my fingers, are going to be men we placed there. So
Shooting people we placed out.
She looks at you and says, "You're aware the only EDF forces on this planet that will be anywhere near organized enough to react the Martian garrison. Martians. The EDF forces,
What?
the actual Earthers, they'll be on their ships.
what if I told you I had access to codes, IDs of the Earthers? And suits?
She like she's looking like off like over your shoulder and to the left slightly, and then she like focuses back onto Constantine, and she says,
Do I get any note of psychic pickup?
she says, you could, if using the correct codes and uniform, Make it seem like the Earther Marines came off their ships. You could bring a larger portion of the garrison to protect Martian lives.
Indeed. And then they will see that the only people in the EDF who care about them are the Martians themselves. We need a Martian force, not this Earth defense force on our soil.
She nods and says, I need to talk to the Admiral before I...
Yes.
She shrugs. This isn't my decision.
You say that, Captain.
Lieutenant.
Whatever. Lieutenant. Lieutenant. It doesn't... You say it's not your decision. But if you believe what we are doing is right, no matter what your Admiral says, you will be with us. Our blood runs red.
Yeah, she leans back and says, so, what happens now? I walk out of here?
But what I'm going to tell them is that you were a journalist for a paper. That's why you were awkward and don't fit in.
And when they see me as part of the garrison?
Wait, when will they...
If this plan happens, then the way I see it, you'll have EDF Marines attacking Martian civilians. The job of the garrison is to save civilian life. That means we'll react. That means I'll be.
I smile at her and say, well, I can convince them that I put you there. Huh?
She nods. Fine. That is your business.
I will work out some arrangement with your Admiral as well, if I can get the meeting. I have an idea for what our Martian saviors can do.
She nods and says, how will I contact you? And your people?
This is out of character. I don't say this as Constantine. Is it smart to give her my personal number?
Huh.
Oh, I know. I got it.
You
I
could
have a
maybe
very-
spend 50 credits on an extra compad and be like, this is super...
No, I'm a high baller. Like, I got people for this.
Yeah, I knew this was going.
I have an assistant. Great guy. Message this number. His name is Elke. And he will be able to relay the information.
Oh
She,
no!
She holds up her hands and says, your colleague has my hand terminal.
They will return it. I say it loudly.
Yeah, she gestures and says, I need it for the number.
Oh.
You see on the table the the compad. I think we just left it there after.
No, if I know
I
Gwen,
feel
Gwen
When
still has
when
it.
did you walk out with it?
You're muted.
We can't hear you, Quack.
You didn't tell me not to.
Yeah,
Well,
there you go.
true. I suppose not. So Constantine opens the door and he's like, "Compad, please."
Nah.
I put during this time, could I have been installing a tracker onto it?
Roll me a program.
Or a
And
fix.
modifier? 9.
So you can, but it would be noticeable to any sort of diagnostic that ran on the terminal.
It's a burner, so nah, I'm not gonna.
Okay, sure.
All right.
And yeah, I just hand the compad back. I've changed the screensaver to something random.
Well, you're not dead yet, so I suppose that's
flexing.
good.
Yeah, the screensaver is now just one of Constantine's posters.
Sure. Yeah, she takes back a terminal and adds in Elky's number. Poor Elky.
And I look at her and say, now, I'm trying to do this peacefully and with as much Martian support in any sector that I can. Do not make me regret trusting you here. And if I hear anything happens to Elky, all bets are off. Yeah?
She smiles and says, fine. I don't agree with your plan, but I think it would work. I'll talk to the Admiral, see what he says. And yeah, she like gestures at the door to see if she can leave.
Yep. And I do one of these.
How
Yeah.
much of the conversation did I pick up?
None.
You got like you get things like she works for a person who's important. Like yeah, not a lot. Not a lot. Not enough to piece anything like
Gwen,
significant together.
Quack, why didn't you just put a cup to the door and try and listen? Like, that probably would have done better for you than, like, surface thoughts.
Yeah, well, fuck you. That's why.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so Constantine waves her goodbye, and Morgan is just like, so we just escort her out?
Well, no, we won't have to escort her out. I come back.
Oh no,
Say-
we have to escort her out.
No,
Morgan is
we
just
don't.
like, look, if she just starts walking out, there are people who might interfere, okay? I'll handle...
Alright, you can walk with her, but I'm going to go up there and tell them not... We had a big thing while you guys were gone about not lynching her, so she should be fine. I'm going to tell them what I...
Gwen says, she thought you were really hot.
Of course she did. Don't tell Yona.
He only hates you.
I don't think that's right, Spider.
Right. Do you want to introduce her to the crowd, or is she
No,
leaving?
no. She's
Okay.
leaving. I'm just going to tell them that she's not a threat. She's free to go.
He's an idiot.
And I also will... Yeah, there you go. I will also tell everyone here, those of you who are affiliates of gangs, we will be meeting again soon. If you can get your leader to be there, primo. I will also be asking some of my older compatriots for my thug life, as the kids call it.
Did it choose you?
Constantine the Thug.
You choose it.
And I'm very glad that we all could come together and start the glorious... I'm trying to butter my way. No, yeah, but
I
the
was like-
Rouge-Olution.
I was
Yeah.
waiting to say revolution, so then suddenly the Russian national anthem starts playing.
It'd be the Soviet Union anthem. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, cool.
All right, Morgan will escort her out, and
Rouge-Olution, guys. Hashtag Rouge-Olution.
Hashtag
Wow.
tons of bad.
Viva la revolution.
Viva la Rouge-Olution. Yeah.
Fuck off, Lane.
Oh god. Alright. Yeah, dude, like you lead her out and she walks away, Morgan.
and I look to Arlene Santos, and I'm like, yeah, thumbs up, you did it. See?
She nods. Says, I guess I did.
It was amazing. I saw your posture was great. You kept an eye on the suspect. I think you have a knack for this.
She laughs. If you say so.
That's the most Morgan compliment ever. Have good posture.
It's a posture made for killing.
That's a killer's back arch right there.
Oh god.
Especially made to kill your family and friends.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Let's move on from that.
So yeah, where do we want to go from here?
I want to talk to the Rouge Collective
Sure.
before they leave. Like,
Oh
kids.
man.
This is so whilst the conversation with
Sure.
Zoe is going on in the room, you approach the Rouge
She's on
Collective
stage.
after the leader steps down from her talk.
Yeah. I up nod as I get closer. I extend my hand for a handshake. I'm Osiris. Nice to meet you.
Kind of like looks down on you, and says, "And why would I take the hand of an earther?" Raises an eyebrow.
Whatever, man. Whatever, man. I'm here to offer you my services.
She laughs. Your services.
Look, you can hate Earthers and me all you want. I really don't give a shit. I have a mission to accomplish, and I'm here to do it. I think that the Rouge Collective is going to benefit from this arrangement, and I think you'll want to hear me out here.
Gestures for you to continue.
As I was saying before, I can give you hybrids
Giraffe
of...
man.
I can give you hybrids. Expert combatants, hackers, pilots, whatever you need.
She nods.
Free of
and-
charge, of course, because we're friends and all.
She nods
She,
and looks
like,
you up and down. And
Smirk
says,
says,
"One is a proof of concept. Doesn't mean it works all the time."
oh, it definitely does not work all the time. Yeah, it will. I need more time on that. Not much more time, but a little bit more time. I have gotten the process down to a fairly high success rate, though it is still about 30% failure. And it requires the correct kind of, let's call them what they are, subjects. If you're not genetically predisposed to it, it's going to go very bad for you. Very, very bad.
And where do you get those people?
Volunteers, of course.
By the way, I
And
found
these volunteers for my new soldiers, they would come from my people?
If you want. That'd
And
be
if I
more
don't?
loyal to you that way. Well, I'm not going to force you, but I really do think it would be advantageous to your cause and your personal success in life if you had a 7-foot-tall bear man or rhino lady, whatever you want.
She says, "So
Oh my god.
the
So
only
it's
way
like
this
you
happens
don't
is
have
if
power
I give
armor.
you."
You should have 7 feet tall shark man.
The only way this happens is if I give you test subjects.
Yes and no. It depends how long we're on planet for. I could do the procedure here. I have all the equipment I need on my ship. And if I find the right person among your crew, I could guarantee they be up and ready in a couple weeks. It just depends what you want out of this. Do you want someone that can stand behind you looking as intimidating as shit and break skulls with their bare hands, or do you want someone that can zip around on a ship and be the best pilot in the galaxy?
I suppose I want to ask you, Matt. Are you offering to train someone in her crew and give her the equipment she needs to make more?
No, I'm offering to turn someone into a hybrid.
By the way, Matt, look at the thing on his link. It's one of your hybrids.
Hear me talk.
Yep. We don't have inspiration in this, do we? No.
No.
Nope.
How
But
do I roll?
you're an expert, so you can re-roll that if shit.
Yeah.
if
How
you
do I roll with this new thing? Like, I don't see.
Just click
need.
it.
Just
On the
click
right
the quick
side
menu
of the skill,
Quick
there's a little
menu
drop
skills.
down.
and then
If
talk.
you hover over the skill, like a box that says like ask or
Oh,
tell.
do you have to go through there now?
Yeah.
Uh,
Then you like change it to ask to like charisma or whatever you're using.
do I get any modifiers?
No,
No.
we're not helping. Why is Liam laughing?
Because
Abby's broken.
Dumb cat picture.
It's amazing.
I linked.
11.
Okay.
You look at the
She
image.
nods slowly and says, "So I send my crew to your ship."
No, I'll come to you. Like, I need to look through your numbers and take scans of their physiology, biology, and chemical brain makeup. It'd
She
be
gestures
faster
behind
that
her.
way.
They're here.
Is this all of them?
All the ones that matter.
Okay. Just before I do this, because I can do it right now, if I don't find what I need in them, is there... Do you want me to go looking at the rest of your crew, the ones that matter less?
Shakes her head. No. That is likely to be the one you don't see coming. I'd rather
And-
the one you don't see coming not be 7-foot Sharkman.
Hey, there's only one Sharkman in this universe. Well, maybe. We haven't explored the... Anyway.
Oh man. Bioscan.
Is your crew gonna be fine with being turned into hybrids? Before you answer, know that they will be enhanced beyond the physical limitations of the human body.
She turns to look at her crew and says,
I'm assuming I've been hearing this, right?
yeah. She turns to look at her crew and says, Goyos, any one of you say no to something that'll make you be able to kill Earthers twice as fast? A chorus of no's. Turns back to you. I think they're good.
Cyrus grins a very large, very evil, mad scientist grin. Besides Morgan, she hasn't encountered people that actually want this. She's gonna scan all of them, including the leader.
Sure.
How did we do this last time? I forget. Oh, it's a D100. I think it's a D100 plus... It's a D50 plus 50.
50.
You killed everyone is what happened.
It is indeed.
Okay.
So
how many
it's
people
her,
are
it's
there?
her and 7 people. So 8 people
Okay.
total.
Our D50 plus 50. Oh, I have to do 8. Wait, I'm just gonna roll them separately.
Just, yeah.
68,
That'd be the leader.
68, 66,
They all want to be shark people.
72, 75. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That's 4, 5.
8, 65. Okay.
They all want to be shark people.
Yeah, I finished the scans. That only takes a couple minutes. All right, we have 3 people above 70, 1 person above 80. The rest of you fall between 65 and 68.
She shrugs.
That's
What
success
does
rate.
those numbers mean?
Success rate. Well, yeah, success rate.
She looks.
It's
Who's who?
it's better to say compatibility with the current procedures, and you will enhance it further.
Yeah, yeah. Amira would say that. This is Osiris.
Oh,
You're the same person, you idiot!
Completely different people. Can I just choose who they are?
Yeah, the first one was the leader, but apart from that,
Okay.
Whoever.
You are 68 compatible. The big guy over there is 82. He's 75. He's 72. She's 66. She's 65, and he's 68.
She looks at you. What happens with the failures?
They die,
She looks
or
at.
or they are. crippled for life in a way that you have never seen before.
She looks you dead in the eyes. They die. She looks back at her group. You heard your chances. You decide. And she's like, I think the 82 steps forward and the 75. 82 and 72 step forward.
I look towards the 75. You're 75. That's very, very good. I could probably improve those odds in my lab.
Shakes his head. No, Koyo. No, that's 15%. I die.
Once I get you, it's much higher than 15%.
You're very bad at this.
She doesn't give a shit. She got 2 people. Once I improve the odds, I'll come back to you.
He nods.
All right, you two. All right, you two. What do you want to be? What do you want to be good at? What do you want to be better than anyone else at?
Like a dark grin. Killing people. Earthers. Golden Bow. Don't care.
Do they both say that?
Something along those lines, yeah.
Right to the point and simple. I like it. What's your preferred method of killing people? Guns, swords, knives, hands, rocks.
Don't care.
Okay. Right now, I only have the DNA of a shark and a cat. I need more. The shark is good. It's pretty fucking awesome, actually. But that's boring having 2 sharks, 3 sharks. I'm thinking rhino, gorilla, hippopotamus.
All the great things.
I think the one of them like holds up his hand. Goyo, don't need to know details. Just make it happen.
Yeah, the point I'm getting to is that I'm gonna need help to get the DNA samples. I know where they are, but I mean, I don't have access, obviously.
The leader looks at you and says, what exactly are you asking?
Well, I need to acquire... What is the name of this animal testing lab?
Steve.
The animal testing lab.
Come up with a name.
The ATL.
There is a...
It's the Saturn Corp Martian Zoology in Space branch. So,
Okay. What do you got?
So Spattern, the Saturn
God damn.
Science Facility.
It's Spattern. Saturn Corp, operating on Mars with
She laughs.
Martian help.
She laughs. You want us to break into Olympus Mons?
Oh, we don't have to break in. We just need credentials. I am a scientist, and I clean up nicely. I can fit in there. I have dedicated my life to that research. I know what they do, what they talk like, how they move and act. Won't be hard. I just need the credentials to get in. I'm assuming you can help me with that. I did say earlier that I don't need payment. I guess the payment is you helping me acquire a shit ton of animal DNA. So I can turn your people into gorilla lion people.
She kind of gestures behind her and says, Cool is like a name from the group. And says, what do we do? And he says, and he says from behind, he says, you want someone blown up? We make bombs. You want someone shot in an alleyway? We kill people. She nods. She says, we're not subtle.
Okay. Do you want to blow up Spattern? I'm fine with that, as long as we get the DNA.
She
I don't
shrugs
really give a shit what happens.
and says, I could make a bomb. That's planted in some critical components nearby.
Okay, just before we continue, look at me. I'm very clearly not a combatant. I'm not an infiltrator. I am a scientist who makes hybrid people animals.
She
I
shrugs.
can probably infiltrate if it's very stealthy and I'm pretending to be someone I'm not.
She shrugs. then you probably want someone else.
Okay, do you know anyone that could get me in?
He shrugs. Know a few people who could fake your credentials. But from
There we
that,
go. That's what I'm after.
shrugs.
All right.
Haven't used them for a while, but then she like pulls up a hand animal and like flicks something to you, and it comes up like an address. Try them.
Okay, it's a deal. Do I tell them you sent me? Or is it going to be like, if I tell them you sent me, they're going to try to kill me?
Yeah, she looks up thinking. She says, no, that's probably not for the best.
I do not want to die on this planet or ever, so I'm not going to tell them that you sent me. While I am gone, think about what kind of badass animal people you want your people to be.
In the back of your mind, you hear Constantine telling you, make one of them a cobra person.
Oh, that's good. Cyrus like walks away, shakes her hand and walks away.
Just make them all penguins, Matt.
Killer penguin, maybe.
I mean, I know Matua doesn't care. But just so everyone's aware, what's about to happen is a very dangerous terrorist cell is about to be handed. Very dangerous weapons.
I mean, I'm the same page for stuff.
Look, man.
To be fair,
the only thing that
This
could
is
have
going
improved
to
the situation-
fundamentally change the balance of power in like
Can I just
criminal
point something
laws.
we work for a very dangerous terrorist cell,
Can I point something
and
out?
I'm
I've
planning
done
on
the
giving
same
them
thing.
like this is fine. It's what we do.
Like, what
It's
what
what
did I do
we.
to trick Liam?
It's what we do. I think it's what Matua does.
Oh,
What you're
man.
talking about?
Liam, what did I do to trick them?
Uh,
They gave a
Yeah,
very
that's
dangerous
she
person
gave us
superpowers.
psychic powers. Like
The only thing that could be worse than what Matua is just doing is if she offered to train someone and just give them.
I'm not doing
All
that.
the
Then I'm
equipment.
God no.
No, the only thing that would be
she's
worse
not
is
useful.
The only
last
thing that
thing-
would be worse is if Matua and Gwen actually work together on something.
Oh, before we
Psychic
move on,
cobras.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Before we move on to another scene, Myra wants to call Ashley. Is it Sarah or Ashley? Her contact in the EDF. Not the EDF. The Freedom Front.
That's
I think
Sarah.
it's Sarah. Sarah Ashley.
Sarah.
Yeah,
She's
Sarah.
going to call Sarah.
Sure.
Ring 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 ring.
It says go away. Try again later.
It picks up.
Oh man.
Matua.
Hi, I need something. Well, we need something.
We do.
Yeah, for the hybridization process. It can't be done without it. It's very essential to the process. I jury-rigged something for Morgan that worked more or less, but I don't want to do that again. It is fairly advanced medical equipment, though not that advanced. It's like a century old. It will help immensely with the hybridization process. By help immensely, I mean it will do the hybridization process.
She nods and says, and your assumption is I have more access to these things than you. Go on.
Well, I know for a fact that you do. It can be acquired legally, though we don't really do things that way, so I'm assuming you want to do it legally. I'll send you the specifications for it, and the hospitals and laboratories that would probably have one. But if we want to turn anyone into a hybrid, Freedom Front, random civilians, the Pope, we're gonna need it.
Catholicism has survived. Still,
Clearly,
Space Pope.
the space probe wears an even bigger hat.
Closer to God.
Says, send it
And
through.
I know
See what I can do.
that my research hasn't done anything for the Freedom Front or you yet, but with this it will. We've got those 6 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got those 6 people, or is it 5? I forget. We've got those 5 people. I killed one of them. We've got those 5 people locked up, and with this, we can turn them into whatever we want.
She nods. I'll see what I can do. But this... Well, the Freedom Front's reserve of finances for this endeavor is running low. If it's something that needs purchasing, that'll probably need funding.
We can do it both ways. We can purchase it or steal it, or we can make it from other components. I'll send you the specifications and get back to me on what you want to do. I might be able to acquire funding. I should also point out that I have promised the Rouge Collective to make 2 of them hybrids. I figure test this shit out on them first and then find out how well it works.
There's a silence that extends like an awkward amount of time.
Yeah, so
You tell people
now-
too much, Matua. You
and
tell
she
people
says-
too
point
much.
out, I just want to point out that they will have 2. They don't know how it's done, and we will have as many as we need.
She says,
And there are allies, you dick.
and the
And they're
5
technically
people
our allies.
you are currently working on are not test dummy enough.
Well, of course, but why test on those test subjects when I have perfectly good, willing test subjects here that they know there's a risk they die. They're willing to do it. Might as well, test.
She says, I want you to understand. Part of the reason the Freedom Front financed the startup of this little operation was to gain the tactical advantage provided by your creations. They're not going to be happy when I tell them that other people now have access to said tactical advantage, especially if they're gaining it before we do.
Well, they're not gaining it before we... Well, I guess technically they are. They're gaining 2, and they're not going to be the best thing I ever create. This will help improve our product. And as soon as, with the other 5 test subjects, we collate that data, I will begin immediate production on more hybrids for the EDF specifically. I mean,
the
they're
EDF.
also technically Freedom Front. I mean Freedom Front. And they're technically our allies, and I think it would be kind of fun to see what shit they can cause on this planet with 2 super people. Like, they're not going to come after us, because we're going to help them take over the planet. I mean, eventually they might. Who knows? That's years down the line. By then we'll have dozens, if not hundreds.
Whoa, you were really bad at this.
She there's no response, and she says, I'll send my report and let you know what comes out of it.
Can
Send
I
me what
roll
you
a
need,
talk
Matua.
check?
I mean, she's doing
just-
what she's doing. She has a
So no
job.
talk?
She has a job, and what she's doing is her job.
So the talk would be to for her to, I mean, not immediately agree. I mean, yeah, kind of get where Myra's coming from and seeing that it's not really going to cause that much harm in the long run, because we're going to have more of these people and they're going to be better than the ones I create here.
I don't think that's the point, right? She's
Okay.
just gonna. She is a conduit for information.
Sure.
That's how she sees her job, at least. So
Okay.
she's just gonna report what happened to the front, and they're gonna make with that information what they wish.
Okay. All right. I hang up and yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'm trying to be truthful with the Freedom Front, because the more truthful I am, the more trust they're going to have in me.
No, that's the
Bad
opposite.
idea.
Oh, we'll see. Mara's playing the long game. Or the very, very short game.
So, is there any scene anyone wants to kind of play out here?
Not here, no.
All right. A few days later, Constantine. Where would Constantine be where Elkie would know to find him?
Probably at his house.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Elkie, like I think we see like Elkie's house, and then like Elkie walks in like to whatever room you're in, and says, Constantine, the
Yes, Elkie.
person you gave my comm to, send this, and they like pass you the comm.
I read
Yeah,
it.
it's like a meeting in a I think it's probably just like a meeting like in a in like the docks, probably somewhere in the docks. So sort of like boardroom in the docks, probably. I think private boardroom in the docks.
Okay.
Looking for sailors.
Yeah. With a couple of days of spare time, how is the underground fighting going?
For Morgan.
Yep.
Yeah, he's taken all challenges. There hasn't been much. I think it's probably been noticeably quiet ever since the meeting. Obviously, a lot of the participants and clients of said establishment are the criminal element, and they're busy right now, organizing things. So
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah. So Constantine, you have a meeting.
Yep. I wear my military uniform again.
I will be right back.
Okay. Are you bringing anyone with you, Constantine?
No, but I'm going to tell Morgan where I'm at, and if I don't come back by like the next morning,
Sure.
kill everything. Kill everyone.
Kill
Everything.
everything.
Yep.
Sure. All right.
Sure. Morgan is going to ask where you're going and if you want backup to be around the corner.
Actually, yeah, that's a better idea, Morgan. You can go to a cafe nearby while I'm doing the meeting.
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay.
Take Arlene with you.
Cheers. So me and Arlene are, I don't know, there's probably like a steakhouse or some sort
Sure.
of,
Absolutely.
yeah. Nearby enough that if he calls, he will be there in like 5-10 minutes.
Sure. So yeah, Constantine, you arrive at the room, and no one's there.
God damn it.
What did you notice on the way in?
A very empty. Whatever,
Very empty room.
whatever sort of like corridors these are, they're empty.
Does it seem like empty or like abandoned?
Empty? It doesn't look like unused, right? Like there's no like it's not like dust or like covered. It looks empty.
I look at my compad. I look at because I would have rewritten the message onto my own.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the right place. Am I early?
No, it's like you're probably slightly early. A couple minutes maybe.
Are you in the exact room that's specified there, or?
Is there anything
Well-
in the room?
There's tables, chairs, windows.
Well, I sit down, and much like the real me, I start like leaning the chair back
Sure.
and just.
So I think like maybe 10 minutes after Constantine's been like waiting, the door opens, and Zoe walks through, in her uniform, like in her garrison uniform. It's a pretty good copy of the
EDF.
EDF like navy uniform. Apart from it's got kind of around the right shoulder, there's a strip of like a rather thick, probably that wide strip of like red that kind of runs around the shoulder. And she walks in, opens the door, and says, "Officer on deck," and stands to the side and like salutes. As another man walks through, followed by two other people in the Martian garrison uniform. I think Constantine recognizes almost immediately the two other people in Marines. Their build and stature is pretty unmistakable. And then Zoe.
Do they have the red strips?
Yep.
Okay.
And then Zoe and the Admiral Olsen and the two Marines. The two Marines like take post at the door, and Zoe and the Admiral take his seat at the table across from Constantine. And
Pleasure to meet you, Admiral Olsen.
he nods. He says, "Please, just Olsen. You're not Navy. I can forgive the informality. And what we're talking about anyway, informality is fine."
Are your two friends there fine with this meeting?
He nods. Wouldn't have brought them if they weren't. Although, I brought them just in case. To be honest, I expected you to have brought security.
I am a Martian who trusts and believes in the people of Mars. I did not need backup.
He smiles, says, and I'm an admiral. High-ranking officers get honor guards, apparently. Like, he nods back over his shoulder. So, the lieutenant tells me you have a plan.
Da, I do. It is a plan that I have formulated with my cohorts, and I will tell you, since she seems to have problems, two are Earthers and one is a spacer.
Shrugs. And the plan.
Oh, alright. People aren't usually racially sensitive, so I go through it and say, we're going to plan a concert. If we can, we will find a location in Olympus Mond or another middle-class to rich district where we can draw attention and get a lot of my people, my fans. And the middle class there, you know, see the attraction of the scarred man. And while this concert's going on, the EDF will show up. Earth EDF. They will start attacking the crowd, hurting them, trying to break it up. And then, as your lovely, and I'd smile at Zoe, compatriot said, informed me, you and your troops will show up and be the Martian heroes who break the shackles of the Earthers. Mars for Martians.
Paved by dead Martians.
What Martians will die?
The ones attacked by your EDF Marines.
Doesn't have to be shot. We can have wildfire over their heads, and maybe a few physical things happen to them. But no, I do not plan on murdering my people.
He nods. Good. I want to agree to a plan that involved paving the way to Martian freedom over the bodies of dead Martian civilians. For the cost
Indeed. No, it's not. And we need the Martian citizens to willingly support us. It can't be like the Rouge Collective where Fringe and the Radicals support them. We need the common people.
He nods and says, fine. Let's assume the takeover of Mars is successful. Was to stop the EDF fleet from traveling the relative short distance over to Mars and crushing our little rebellion. I have control of some 15, 20 ships, but not enough.
If I told you the EDF is a lot more wrapped up in other accounts than you think, what would you say?
I would say
They've lost the Dreadnought.
The EDF has a considerable home fleet stationed in the shipyards in Luna.
But they won't bomb the planet. They will refuse to.
Check his head. They don't have to. They kill my
Then how do
fleet in
they-
orbit. They storm the Olympus Mons and the Governor's Palace. And they have control again. Exactly as they did.
I disagree. I don't think you give enough credit to the collective we are forming. We can get support, possibly to show up behind the EDF fleet, or to draw them away.
You have another fleet.
Duh.
What the fuck? No one told me we had a fleet.
Doesn't the Liberation Front have a fleet?
No.
They have a.
One.
They're not. I wouldn't call it a fleet. They have ships. They absolutely have ships they can throw at this. And each collective and organization have their own cobbled together rock hoppers, which you run one of those things into a ship and set its drive critical, like the ship's dead if it gets through.
Okay. So I tell him, in a manner of speaking, yes.
Raises an eyebrow and says, and this fleet comes from, as far as I know, the Martian garrison and EDF home fleet are the only two significant naval forces.
Yes. Naval forces. Not rebellion forces, not resistance forces.
You hear
Leans
what's
back.
when Saturn Corp has a fleet.
He leans back in his chair and says, Freedom Front.
Duh.
He shakes his head. And you don't expect them to turn their backs on us as quickly as they did the Earthers.
No, I don't actually. I have made it a strong point to them. I've put my neck out, as I told your friend. I risked my life when I could have just shut up and did what I was told while I was captured. But I wanted my homeland to be free, so I threw it out to them. An alliance between Martian and Spacer against our common foe. I convinced them.
He looks you up and down. He says, "You'll forgive me if a man such as myself, who has spent a 46-year career in the Navy, fighting off in most of my naval career, pirate attacks from Freedom Front sympathizers, you'll forgive me if I don't exactly trust them to watch my back."
To be fair, Admiral, you were doing that as a member of the EDF.
And I still am. I'm a Martian. I was then, I am now. I commanded a ship from a Martian garrison. I still do. Now it is more than one, but no matter.
No,
Regardless.
General. No, I think you misunderstand. What I'm saying is they were you were cleaning up their mess as the EDF. As an ally, we would let them do as they please to the Earth fleets, the Earth people. It's fine. I also have 2 things that I can offer to the people that would not change many things around here. I have someone who can continue the psychic studies. And I have someone who can make super soldiers.
He stops and he says, "You'll forgive me. Me and mine, want freedom from Earth. With an autonomous Martian government. A self-contained state. I don't want Earth dead. I don't want the belt or spaces. I don't want to lose their resources. Or Earth. If we do, Martian terraforming, that dies too.
That's why we have the Liberation Front. They can continue to provide us with assistance that we would lose from Earth.
He stops. He says, do you understand the amount of food? The food that sustains both the population of Mars and space. You know where that comes from? All that organic matter? Earth. We have stations producing hydroponics, but nothing on the scale of Earth. If Earth dies, if the Freedom Front were to attain their ultimate goal, which, don't get them wrong, is the death of the inner planets. If that happens, we starve. I don't want Earth dead. I want Mars free.
think, yes. And there's been a change in governance of the Liberation Front. Their goal isn't the destruction of the inner planets anymore. They want to be free like we do. They want to have their own government and their own people in charge. They don't want to lick the boots of Earth anymore. That's all they want.
Do you want me talk charisma? Let's see how well you've convinced this man.
Where is my character sheet? There it is. Oh no, that's right. I prepared for this. I actually clicked the skills button.
Nice.
Okay. Oh god damn you, Dr. Matua.
What?
Dr. Matua's role was this, but
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. He says, I need assurances from the Freedom.
Holy shit, that's oh my god.
You need assurances from the Liberation Front.
I'm not willing, and you'll forgive me, to take the word of a musician. I need to hear from their leadership. I need to know that their goal is no longer Earth and Mars dead. It is autonomy.
Yeah, I can get you a conversation with... Oh, what the fuck are they called? I know there's a special name for the leaders. The Council? No, that's Mass Effect.
Do you mean what they called themselves? What
Yeah, I
never-
think they...
I don't think they had a name for that group.
No,
Oh,
they,
they
they,
did.
they just call themselves the leadership. The leadership.
Yeah, they're boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they had like a past as like a.
Oh yeah, their past was a mercenary group, but
Yeah, they don't call themselves that anymore. I can get you a conversation with the leadership. All of them, just the main one, if you prefer.
He nods and
Um,
says, "If I can attain assurances that the Freedom Front only seeks autonomy in its own system of government, I can pledge my fleet and my garrison, those of which I control, to support your cause."
Wonderful. But I will say something, Commander. You seem very that they don't want the destruction of Mars. But why would they send me here to obtain this? Allow it if they didn't want it.
He shrugs. Says, "As far as I know, you have no connection to the Freedom Front. You are a Martian revolutionary. I know that. I know your past. I did my research. But nothing in that past suggests a connection to the Freedom Front. You'll forgive me if I don't take you at face value when I'm risking the lives of my men."
What was the name of the dreadnought we exploded?
Mate, that's
The one we exploded or the one we stole?
Did we still dribble?
The Halliday.
There was the ship we stole, which is currently in Freedom
yeah,
Front.
the
There's one we
Halliday
exploded
was
at
the
some
ship that
game.
got exploded.
I think it was like the
Halliday?
Halifax or something.
The Halliday.
Halifax.
The Halliday.
It's a bunch of Nova Scotians in space.
Exactly.
The Halliday. Have you heard the tale? Have you heard of the fate of the Halliday?
An Earth destroyer, an EDF destroyer, lost somewhere off. I can't remember. He says the area of space. I can't remember exactly where it happened.
Near Saturn somewhere.
Somewhere in Saturn. Yeah.
Duh. Your clearance tells you that they lost it. We took it.
The Freedom Front have a ex-EDF destroyer.
Wait, was that the one we destroyed at like the second
No, that was
section?
the
or
one we
this-
just.
Yeah, the Halliday.
No, this
was
is the
that
one
got
from
blown
like.
up.
The Halliday was blown
Yeah.
up.
You're
Yeah,
thinking,
but what was?
you're thinking of the one we stole?
And the one we stole. Yeah, what was the?
There are two different
But that was
ships.
the dreadnought as well, right?
Yeah,
The one
the
we stole was a fighter, or something. Not fighter, a
destroyer.
I don't know, destroyer.
Oh, it was Destroyer? Okay.
We haven't touched the
No.
dreadnought.
We destroyed a dreadnought. We have a destroyer though.
You'll forgive me if that doesn't fill me with confidence,
Why?
because you've just told me that a group that, as far as I know, seek and have in the past sought the death of all of the inner planets, including people under my command, now have a naval vessel armed to the teeth.
Captain, do you expect them to fight with rocks and sticks? You really think the Earth... We need these things to defend ourselves from the Earthers coming back. That's the only reason they took it. It's not for an offensive, it's for defense.
Says, I suppose I'll have to take your word for that for now.
I'm the one who showed up here with no contingency.
Looks
You
over
actually
his
do have
shoulder at the Marines.
contingencies.
I didn't exactly have a choice in that matter.
I feel bad. Zoe should have told you I was trustworthy.
Okay. I think one of the Marines steps forward and says, "Sir, I believe it's time to leave now." And yeah, he excuses himself and stands. Says, "I look forward to hearing from you and
Duh.
the members of this Freedom Front.
And how do I contact you?
The lieutenant will leave details." And he turns and leaves with the Marine Guard, and Zoe like salutes them as they leave. And she turns to you. Says, "You understand that you've just told a man who has spent most of his life losing people to Freedom Front piracy that they just gained a modern and updated destroyer."
Does your captain realize
And
that those... Oh, Jesus, whatever. This admiral, when the Mars Revolution happens, highest rank captain. That's it. No more of this admiral and lieutenant stuff. What I will say is that he was fighting for the EDF, so those ships he was protecting, those people he were protecting, were enemies of the front, same as they're the enemies of Martian revolutionaries. He has to see past his old work to focus on the new
she
dawn.
nods. She nods. Says, "And yet we don't want the EDF dead."
Explain that to me. I understand not wanting Earth dead. But the EDF? The terrible things they've done? How could you support them?
The EDF are Earth. The Earth joint government, they'll always have a military presence to defend them. That's the EDF.
Yes, and that's fine. We just don't want them pushing their influence upon us.
She nods. Which is different than being dead. Which is the ultimate goal, as far as I'm aware, of the Freedom Front.
I do believe your you're getting your information from the EDF. You think they tell you the truth?
She says, we do what we can. She,
No, you don't do what you can. The EDF doesn't trust people underneath them, especially if they're not Earthers.
I don't think she responds to that. Says, we'll contact you. And if you have information on setting up a message between the Admiral and the leadership of the Freedom Front, that would be helpful. You have my
Duh. But before you go, miss, I just want to put out him, your Admiral. I see him in the Triumvirate. Or you. I need people like you to help lead Mars. Go. It's a pleasure.
Roll a talk to see how much she digs that.
Can if you want.
Okay. Watch this be the one I bomb.
No, you gotta do it. She's gotta be really
No,
into
no,
it.
she's all into Morgan right now. It's all Morgan.
Well, not everyone's into Morgan.
Hey, have you ever had sex with the Shark Man? Nice.
Have you?
I refuse to comment.
She just blushes to Constantine, and she's just like, "I'm sorry, my heart's a different place."
Oh shit.
She wants a piece of that sweet shark ass.
Fucking hell. She, I don't know, I think
What is wrong with you people?
she turns and leaves. Yeah.
We get a shot as she leaves, over her shoulder. We can see her face, and she's got a very slight grin on her face.
His moist face.
All right, cool.
Man.
So, is there anything else anyone? Any
Yeah.
other scenes anyone wants to play out?
Before, like, the next day after that meeting, Myra would have approached Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere private. Where are we staying? Are we staying at the what's his dude's name?
Elkie?
Are we staying at Elkie's house?
We can. That's
I think
where
so, yeah.
I'm staying.
Oh, where's Morgan staying?
Morgan is not staying there, but he's got like his own thing going with David because he's got
Okay.
like
Well,
underground stuff to do.
yeah, Myra met Morgan somewhere. It doesn't really matter where. All right, Morgan. I have a plan, and I'm gonna need your help.
Go on.
There is a person. Well, firstly, I'm going to make hybrids for the Rouge Collective. Secondly, they've given me a lead to a person who can get me access to whatever the Saturn Corp, that Saturn Corp thing, like Saturn, Spartan, whatever you said. That thing. You know what I'm talking about. The animal testing labs on this planet, where I will be able to acquire a large database of animal DNA, which obviously we need, as I still only have cat and shark DNA.
Okay. And you
And-
need my help for this?
I mean, obviously.
Well, couldn't do it yourself.
You know me, right? Regardless, I would appreciate you coming along with me to meet this man. Or lady, or... I'm assuming not shark person.
Sure. I'll bring Arlene.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Oh, yes.
How's your progress with Arlene coming anyway?
Well, I think we are reaching the depths of her character and developing new traits.
Let me know when
Nurturing,
she kills
yes.
someone. I'd be interested in seeing how it affects her.
We'll see how this meeting turns out.
Also, don't mention we're from the Rouge Collective. I was told that that might get us killed, or worse.
Oh, don't
Obviously-
worry.
Yeah, obviously.
Don't
Obviously,
worry
I don't
about
need to
that.
worry about that. Yeah, yeah.
Dr.
Yes.
Matua, I would be more worried that you would speak up and say that we're from the Rouge Collective. I'm glad that you decided not to speak up. That you would rather just keep this as I need a thing from you and you can provide me the thing.
I resent that statement, Morgan. First, I need to get out of this ridiculous outfit.
I like it.
I kind of like it as well.
Are you sure you want to appear more professional in this meeting?
You think this might be more intimidating?
It depends on how you want to come across.
Well, I
If you
want to-
dress up as a scientist with business clothes, he might catch on to what you want with the idea.
I was thinking just casual street clothes.
Do you have the money?
I have clothes, Morgan.
No, I mean, do you have the money to pay for an idea? Do you know?
I have absolutely no money, no.
Okay.
Fairly sure I'm the owner who has money.
I love
Do you
I love
have
the
any
idea. I love the idea that Matua just didn't think of that.
No, she totally doesn't. Do you have money? Is there
Listen,
somewhere we can get money?
Matua.
I think the Freedom Front is running thin on giving me money.
You don't say.
the Freedom Front is just one source of income. I'm starting a business here in this underground pit fighting thing. You could join in.
You've been fighting underground and I haven't been invited.
Yes.
I think that's a fantastic idea, firstly.
I
Secondly,
mean, David Carrill has the footage still. He's making a movie out of it.
I would very much like to see that at a later date. But how are we going to make money from this? I don't have any money.
Well, I should be getting a deal with him about what should I say? We can talk to him about doing some work. We could maybe investigate more long-term contracts. I've been doing some sporadic pit
We
fighting.
need the access to this facility sooner rather than later.
Well, I'll tell him we'll tell him it'll make more of me. Martian me's, right?
So I don't really give a shit who we turn into hybrids. I just want to make more.
Exactly. Let's just explore my contact here and see what he says.
If you think it will work,
Right. I think
yeah,
it'll work.
guess we go to an underground fighting ring, or
Oh yeah. So we will go visit David in his environments. It's like I imagine like an internet cafe, like at like it's like low key with lots of like TV screens showing like fights and like legal betting, and then it's like the basement level where you go to do the other stuff.
Sure.
And we see him in like a halfway made octagon cage / commentator booth with like a computer screens, and you see in like the background there's probably like a surgery table and like medical equipment and because this guy he does pit fighting and medical technology, mostly as a result of having a bunch of people get the tar beaten out of them and needing medical assistance afterwards. And he's got the bushy, like, prepper beard. And
Sure.
yeah. And it's like, David, I'd like you to meet my maker. This is Dr. Matua,
Osiris.
also known as Osiris.
Are we going with Osiris or Matua here?
Yes.
We're going with Osiris.
I'm Osiris.
Yeah.
Sick to
He-
meet
he-
you.
Sick?
Yeah, he walks up, he
Sick.
shakes Morgan by the hand. Morgan, pleasure as always. And
Indeed.
Osiris?
Fist, she like extends her hand for a fist bump.
He does it hesitantly.
Yeah.
What's up? Nice to meet you.
She is.
A
Interesting.
broken person.
She's been adapting to the Martian punk culture recently.
I can see that.
I've been
Yeah.
thriving in the Martian punk culture.
That's what she does. She's a social chameleon, incredibly talented, smart, and all the way unethical researcher. It's incredible, I have to say. But she made me,
Ethics
so
are
she's
very
not
loosely
all the way.
defined, Morgan.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Be right back.
And what can I do for you, Morgan? Why are you here?
Oh, yes. Yes. We were looking to acquire funds to do some... get her an idea so that she can enter the Olympus Mons facilities. and perhaps acquire some medical technology legally.
And I come in how?
Well, you see, you run a lot of gambling and fighting, and we
Nice.
figured, since I've been taking advantage of you already, that if you wanted more people like me around, you'd support the idea monetarily.
If you give us the funds and you get the right equipment, I'll make you a fighter almost equal to Morgan.
Better.
Nods. I like the sound of better.
Like that.
He doesn't look 100% convinced. Someone roll me a talk.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to support Matua with a talk,
Yes,
because
please.
you have the
Very good at talking.
Go for it.
yeah, we're friends. We're doing this together. So
Yeah, we are.
let's see. Yeah, I give you a +1.
Sure.
Talk +1.
And I think it's like Morgan saying like, yeah, like that Saint guy. You could market him as new and improved.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Please be worse. It'd be so funny.
Oh, you take the higher.
I know,
like,
but it'd be
yeah,
so funny.
it would be funny. No, it wouldn't.
Alright.
It wouldn't be funny. Don't. No, it wouldn't.
Okay.
12. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that was a really bad roll. I rolled 2 1s.
I know. He nods. He says, you know, I can never say no to you, Morgan. Of course. If you can assure me, a fighter with Morgan's potential or better, I can see myself funding this endeavor to some degree.
You'll need to decide on what kind of animal they want to be.
He laughs. Always had a fondness for bears.
Myra's eyes, like, glow in just pure glee.
I prefer shark myself.
I know.
I will. Yep.
Just get us the medical data of all your fighters, and we'll see what we can do.
Sure.
Also,
With
you'll
the
need to
material we got.
acquire this stuff. Won't be hard. Like it, and you can find most of it at drugstores. She hands him like a paper list of the equipment you need to build a hybridization, whatever it is, like the systems, like a jury-rigged one.
The same thing you sent to.
No, not the same thing. So that was like a very like that was a description of like an actual machine designed for it. Like she's basically just giving him a list of like random medical equipment that she is going to use to like make it like in a kind of jury-rigged way.
Sure. Alright. Yeah, he'll do that.
All right, and we need some cash at hand to get her into Olympus Mons.
He nods, says, give me a number.
What's the cost of a high skill, like a high rated ID, fake ID? 5,000?
Can Morgan roll something for that? Like I feel like he would know.
That's yeah. I could try a no check.
Yeah, like a no. Yeah. Nice. Oh wait, that's my. Oh no, you didn't roll anything. Was
No,
looking
I
at
haven't
my talk
rolled
roll.
yet. No with intelligence. 7.
Yeah, you're in a couple of thousand.
Yeah. So I think to guarantee that we have enough, Morgan will say 4,000.
Okay.
And
Sure. Can I
he'll
get
back it
another-
up by.
Another talk, please.
All right.
Say it was the full 4,000.
Do I get a +1 from Morgan?
No, this would be me talking, right?
Would this be Morgan talking?
You can get me a +1.
Yeah. 4,000 credits will get us in and out without anyone noticing, which we want because we don't want anyone knowing that someone's stolen this type of thing, because it would alert them to. It would alert the wrong kind of people to what we're doing, and we don't want that. You don't want that if you want a bear fighter.
He smiles, says...
The more credits we spend here, the better off we get.
Yeah, he smiles and says, as much as I agree with everything you said, Morgan did say it was a legal purchase. Waves his hand. It's fine. Don't worry.
God.
He shakes his hand, waves his hand. Don't worry. Just maybe next time, if you were going to talk to someone who maybe wasn't a friend, story straight beforehand. He smiles at Morgan. See if he'll give you the money, Morgan.
8.
He
It's
says,
a success.
Yes, I think he says, I can spare 3,000 now. He's like, he pulls up a hand terminal and basically wire transfers the 3,000 credits. Sorry it can't be the full amount, but things are what they are.
Well, we're not asking for a loan here. This is purely investment on your part. So I understand.
Okay, cool.
Now, before we do this, think really hard. Take some time. Think really hard about what kind of bear you want. There's many different kinds, many different possibilities of usefulness.
Shrugs. Don't think I have to think very hard, Black Bear.
Kodiak Black. I like it.
Alright.
Looking at polar bears might excite you. Yeah, I guess we go to the address we got. I got an address.
We
right?
try and get a connection here. Let's roll me a connect check to it, and we see how far we get with the.
Well, was I just given an address?
You're just giving an address.
Yeah, an address
No
and a person, I think, a name.
Yeah.
Do I need a roll connect?
No. You know where you're going.
All right.
We just go there. I'm still looking punk.
Sure. So yeah, you get to the place and then knock on the door or trigger the bell or whatever the fuck it is. And the door like creaks open a crack and somebody peers out from the other side. Says, "What do you want?"
Was I given my name?
Probably some sort of like code name, right? Like
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
or something. It doesn't matter what it is.
Skipper?
Who are
She
you?
says that.
We were told you were a fixer. That you had the means to do what we need you to do.
And who told you that?
Does it matter who told us that?
He shrugs.
Of our credits that we're willing to spend.
Depends. Depends on who you are. If you're not who you say you are, then whoever it is who sends you might need to die.
Well, we haven't said who we are, so
Yeah.
that won't be a problem.
Just pauses.
Uh,
That's the point. That's why I asked.
oh man, who would we say? I think I would just name the number one fan.
Name Elky.
Yeah, I would just say that Elkie sent us. Elkie Lawrence.
I'm just saying, by the time we're done here, Elky's gonna be dead.
Oh yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
the plan, isn't it? Though.
He pauses.
Sorry, Len.
You see, that's funny. I don't know an Elkie.
No, you don't. But he knows someone that knows you.
Well, to be exact, he knows someone who's heard of you.
His uncle's brother's cousins,
And
nephew's
he's heard
daughter.
of someone who's heard of someone who knows me to a degree they can give you an address. That's interesting. Might have to find who this kid is. And the door opens. He steps back. Come in.
And suddenly Elkie appears in the doorway.
All right.
And yeah, you know, it's like it's a home, right?
So we send Matua in first,
You,
and
you walk in to sit down. He directs you to like a lounge room. Directs you to the sofa. Take a seat. I'll be back in a second. He walks out through a door and comes back a moment later. Says, drink?
What is it? Or does he not have one? Is he just offering?
Yeah, they can food replicate. They can make something, right?
oh, he has like a machine thing.
Myra waits for Morgan to say yes or no.
Oh man, Morgan, what do you want? Let's
Morgan
see.
knows
1,
what
2,
Morgan
3.
would say
Yeah.
yes.
Morgan's
Water,
on-
please. Just water.
Looks at Matua.
apple juice and vodka?
Walks out of the room and comes back.
Because that's a business drink.
Comes back a few moments later with drink, like a glass of water and a glass of apple and vodka, and puts them down in front of you. He intentionally, he puts them down like opposite. It's like the apple and vodka is put in front of Morgan, and the water is put in front of Matua.
Would I be able to subtly bioscan this?
The drink.
The drinks, yeah.
I mean, you can't subtly do it, but you can do it.
Your device is big and loud. How do
Well,
you...
it's like
Yeah.
a wrist mount. It's a wrist mounted compad, essentially.
I thought it was like a big... It's still big and loud.
Yeah, the scanning process is not quiet or subtle.
Yeah, I need to fix that. No, I don't. I wait for Morgan to take a drink though before I do.
All right. So
Morgan does.
Morgan leans down, and his big hand just kind of like wraps around the glass of water
Okay.
as he picks it up, and sort of nurtures it in his grasp. And he says, "We were told that if anyone would get us into Olympus Mons, or well, not us, her specifically, it would be you."
Specifically, a Saturn Corp research station.
Damn,
Yeah.
kid. Don't come easy, do you? Not only Olympus Mons, most heavily guarded fucking district on this planet, also a Saturn Corp. Oh, Skype died. Give me a sec, guys. I need to reopen Skype. That's gonna be a wrong Skype, isn't it? Alright.
Rocking kimonos.
What does that have anything to do with DNA?
No, it
it
has
says
everything to do with
it's
DNA.
Saturn.
Liam, your camera's fucked out.
Platypuses.
Huh?
Your
Your cam
cam's fucked
died.
out. and the
I'm well
overlay
aware
has
of
died.
that.
Ah, okay.
No, you're not.
So this is the last thing that's happening. So for the last thing that's happening, you guys are not gonna be able to see me. Talking to stream and you guys.
Quickly, everyone, turn your cameras off.
Oh my god, and the camera's in the wrong place. Oh, this is.
I'm Morgan now.
Who am I?
Aw.
It crap. How can I fix that? One sec. Let me try this. No, that just makes everyone narrow. God damn it.
No, it's fine. I can... My
I'm-
face is visible now.
I'm half me, and also so is Lane.
Oh, I really don't want. Okay, you know what I'm gonna
Wait,
do? I'm gonna do
we're
this.
half of each other?
No,
Do
I'm
this.
half me, like my top half, and your bottom half. And
Oh
then
god!
And your top half is you, and there's nothing in your top half.
I'm gonna do it this way, so that I don't have to completely redo this next time I do it.
It's you.
I'm half the man I used to be.
That's not worth it anymore.
Lane, you are somewhat fixed.
No, I mean, I'm the only one who doesn't have any body. For me, it's literally just my forehead.
I'm aware. I can see what I can see it.
I'm telling Lane because he's not watching the stream.
That's amazing.
Okay.
And it shows how big my forehead is, which really isn't that big
Forehead.
at that.
Forehead cam.
Technical difficulties with Liam.
All right.
Matt, you have a big ass
We're
forehead.
good enough to keep playing.
Are we?
Somewhat. Okay, cool.
Messed it up.
Oh yeah, that's right. He says, expensive job.
And we're willing to pay.
Halves. That's good. Wasn't gonna be free.
I would hope not.
So, what do you need this to be able to do?
We need Dr. Matua to be able
You,
to
you
enter
don't
this
say
pork.
you
Oh,
don't say
okay.
Dr. Matua, right?
Yeah, yeah. We need Spider here.
Cyrus.
We need Osiris
See,
to be
this
able
is
to
why I
walk
don't
inside
use
the
fake
pork
names.
and
Quiet Spider.
and gain entry to the zoology department and access to their computers. She doesn't need a password to the computer. She just needs access.
Just, doable, but expensive.
Password would help.
Says 6,000 with password, 5,000 without.
All right. Now, how long would it take you to make?
Day. 3 or 4 if you want the password.
How many credits do we have?
We have half. So, what we can do, and I'm not saying
I have money.
what I'm contemplating is we pay half now, the 3,000 we got, and we say half when the thing is delivered.
And then when we don't have the money to pay for him?
Well, we get the money when that comes up.
Okay.
Before that comes up.
So you have
So it's
3,000. I have 1,000.
Yeah.
Before we... 4,000.
So you wanna price him down?
I want to price him down first.
Want to roll me a talk?
Wait, how much did he say with password?
6.
6 and 5 without.
4,500 with password.
Roll me a talk.
With password, you idiot. I can hack shit.
Yeah, but I can't.
I need to get in there as well.
No, she just needs a remote connection and then
I
connect
need to
to you.
steal shit from there.
Yeah, but it's only one pass. So I guess if you... Yeah. I mean, regardless of password.
We used the idea. You walk out and then.
I'm re-rolling that. I'm fucking... No. No. Not taking that. Not taking that.
I need to steal my own equipment as well.
See, the thing is, Dr. Matua walks in. She gets you in. It's fine.
There we go. 10.
Yeah, because I need to steal all my equipment as well, which is kind of hard for me because mine's even harder to get.
What did you
But
say?
yours-
What was your offer? 4,000?
4,000?
Said 4,
4,
5
5,
with the
yeah.
password.
Was it 4,500? 4,500, yeah.
Says, you know, I've got no reason to bother with you. You know, you can go elsewhere. I don't care. The job won't be as good as what I do, but I like you. You're pretty. 5,000 with password.
Yeah, Morgan just kind of nods and he says, "We'll pay you 3,000 now, and the rest when you deliver the goods."
Sounds fair.
I'm assuming it will be a photo ID.
Nods. I assume
Make
that's
me
what you want.
blonde. Make me blonde.
Fine.
You laugh.
She's gonna dye her hair, obviously.
Sure. Don't think blonde's your color, but if that's what you want.
What do you think's my color?
Shrugs.
Fuck.
Shrugs. I like yours you are now, but blonde works.
Okay, I'm assuming he needs to take my picture.
No.
No?
He
Okay.
hasn't asked you.
Okay, cool. I don't offer.
You're just gonna hack into your private database and take all your information.
Yeah, good luck with that.
All right.
7.
So Morgan passes the credit chip with 3,000,
Sure. Alright, cool.
and chugs the water and says, "Well, then we'll meet back here in 3-4 days." Yeah.
Yeah. He nods and says, you know where to find me. Like I said, give me 3 days with password.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, cool.
Pleasure doing business with you. Pleasure doing business with you, Skipper.
There you go.
I can English.
Alright, yeah, sure. Sure. Okay. And I think on that scene, that's where we're going to wrap up for the night. Thank you everyone who has been hanging out. I will pass over if people want to chuck any links in chat.
Before we do that,
Go
do we have an after credit scene?
No. We don't need one every week, Matt.
We didn't get one last time.
We haven't done anything. It's been a day.
Okay, I think we see Sarah Ashford like looking into a comm terminal, and we see like on the other side we see the face of
Stefan.
on his full name.
We really should have
Stefan-
just mind
Stefan
controlled
Zenko.
this woman from the start. You need
Um,
to brain puppet her, doctor.
And
Probably, yeah.
so we see Sarah and Stefan conversing via comm, and Stefan. So she kind of got the time terminal, and Stefan's talking, and he's saying. I think we like come into the message, as Stefan says, Sarah, you need to control Matua. Her research, that's now Freedom Front property. I'm paying for this shit. I want it. I don't want any other criminal fucking organizations having access to this stuff. You told me that if I diverted resources from what we have happening to this, there'll be benefits. Those benefits are significantly lessened if other people have access to them. Understand that. Control her. Do what you need to. And the message like ends there. It's like message terminated. Like, do you want to send a response? And we just see like a reflection of Sarah in the black with this like blinking red message saying like message terminated. Do you want to send a response? A Y or N or whatever. And yeah, the credits or the end, the final thing ends.
Cool.
Is there anything anyone wants to chuck in chat and mention?
No, not really.
I have one thing to say. This is Gingy. I'm a cat.
Adorable kitty.
Follow me on my non-existent Twitter. Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
Apart from that, if you're here, you're already on my channel. Well done. We have a few things going on. So there's the YouTube, which hey, that works. So if you head over there, you can see a lot of the VODs which are starting to be uploaded now, and other such nonsense, which is all this RP stuff. So if you enjoyed Stars of Outnumber, you might enjoy our other D&D games that are going on, and they're all being uploaded over on that YouTube channel. Apart from that, I stream on this channel multiple days a week, and we do 2 scheduled D&D games. This Stars of Outnumber game, and then there is a new filler game which is floating around. It's not scheduled, it'll happen sporadically. It's a one-shot setting, so each setting is a self-contained thing. Yeah, apart from that, that's pretty much it. If you have enjoyed and you haven't already, make sure to hit that follow button, which will alert you when we're going live, so you don't miss any other episodes of this or other games. And we also have a Discord, which will allow you to keep up to date with when we go live and all other assorted nonsenses. Until next time, peace.
Bye.